Hey guys, Dr. Berg here. In this video, I'm going to share with you how much protein we really need, okay? So if you look this up, they will say that you need 0.8 grams of protein times your body weight per day, okay? Honestly, I think that's way, way too much. Now, even say if you're an athlete, you would need 1 or 1.5 times your body weight in the amount of protein. That can go up to like 300 grams of protein per day. So here's the problem that I'm seeing in a clinical practice every day for the last 26 years, okay? People are doing way too much protein. They don't need as much as they think. So I think you would need half of the requirements, okay? So I weigh about 193. So I should have about 0.4 times my body weight. So I need about 78 grams of protein per day. Now, what does that mean, 78 grams? It's about 26 grams per meal. All right, and I think the average person needs between like 25 and 35 grams of protein, because anything more than that tends to turn into sugar. Now that's a generality, but it tends to be true. So when it turns into sugar, it spikes insulin. Okay, so 26 grams per meal, which would be about like 5 ounces. So if I was having a piece of like a burger patty, it'd be like a deck of cards, okay? Or like it'd be 4 eggs, and that's what I have for breakfast. Or not quite a full chicken breast, but maybe 3/4 of a chicken breast. So it's not that much protein. When I consume too much protein, I find my sleeping isn't quite right. Protein has a lot of phosphorus. Phosphorus is a stimulant. So if you're doing all this protein snacks all day, you're not going to sleep that well. You need a lot more vegetables to wind you down with all the minerals that calm your body. So phosphorus is like an accelerator. Other minerals like calcium, magnesium from the vegetables tend to calm you down. So I like a good amount of this and just a little bit of protein. It seems to work really good. But you don't need as much protein as you think. There are variables though. There's exceptions to the rule. So here's the variables. Number 1, if you're younger, you can tolerate more protein. If you're older, you can't. The liver actually is the organ that helps break down protein. So if you have a bad liver, a fatty liver because you have a gut, you're not going to digest a lot of protein. So just a little bit. Also, the strength of your digestive acids. Most people have low acids in their stomach and then they have heartburn. So if they were to have apple cider vinegar, they could start to increase the acid and digest more protein. People that get gas, especially when they eat protein, what that means is they don't have enough stomach acids. So the lower the acid, the less you can digest protein, okay? Exercise. Now, if you're exercising and you're breaking down proteins, muscle, you're going to need a little more protein, all right? That's just the fact. So if you're sedentary, you're not going to need as much protein. It's very, very simple. The more stressed you are, the more protein you will need. But typically, the average person, even if they work out, they don't need a lot of protein. So, but this is something that is kind of something you have to test out with your body and play around with the numbers to get your exact amount. So you might want to start with 0.4 grams times your body weight, and then play around and see how you feel. Okay, see if you recover, see if you feel good, see if you sleep, see if you're not bloated after you eat, and then maybe you increase it, because some people need a little bit more, some people need a little less, okay? Now, the other thing is that too much protein raises a hormone called insulin, and that keeps you fat. So you can actually get fat by too much protein, especially if it's lean protein. They found that whey protein, because it's really lean, low fat, or other types of lean protein spike insulin more than fatty protein like things like even bacon or sausage, things like that. So fat has a neutral effect on insulin. So when you consume protein, don't try to go for the lean. Get the full fat in there as well. So when I eat chicken, I have the skin on it. When I have beef, I have all the fat. I don't get it lean. I just don't, because it's going to spike insulin a little bit more than you would think. Okay, then also if you add sugar to the protein, like this weekend I was in Allentown, Pennsylvania at this market, and I was just observing people eat massive amounts of protein with massive amounts of sugar, and they have the sugar and the cake and the sweet and this and that. What they're doing is they're spiking insulin. When you add sugar to protein, you greatly aggravate and exaggerate the insulin spike. So that's like a deadly combination. You don't want to add the bun to the meat or the ketchup or the sugar to meat, especially like even the barbecued ribs. There's ways that you can make it without sugar, but those are just some interesting points about protein and how that will mess up your weight as well. Okay, so I hope that helped, and go ahead and write your comments below. I will see you in the next video.